The greatest danger facing Israel and the world is the prospect of a nuclear-armed Iran.
And Israel is prepared to do something about it.
The U.S. believes Israel is considering whether and at what point to attack Iran's nuclear facilities. What would an attack look like? Within minutes of takeoff, Israeli warplanes would enter Arab airspace, quickly flying over Jordan and then possibly into Saudi Arabia and Iraq, staying at low altitude to avoid detection.
The Israelis have well over 100 American fighter bombers, F-15s and F-16s, that have really big fuel tanks on them that are basically designed to make a round trip to bomb Iran.
At the time of the end, the king of the south shall attack him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots, horsemen, and with many ships. And he shall enter the countries, overwhelm them, and pass through.
Those planes would have to get past Iranian radars and anti-air missiles. The planes could carry hundreds of bunker-busting bombs to be dropped on key nuclear sites before turning for home and awaiting world reaction.
On the way out, I don't think that the Saudis would do anything other than applaud.
After the great flood, Noah and his 3 sons repopulated the entire earth. Magog was one of the sons of Japheth. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. Most experts identify Magog as being associated with the ancient peoples known as the Scythians. Magog founded the Magogians, thus named after him, but who were by the Greeks called Scythians. The name Scythian covers a number of nomadic tribes from the Russian steppes, a fertile area of the Ukraine north of the Black Sea. Other related tribes occupied the areas to the east of the Caspian Sea. The area encompassed by the Scythians extended from the mid-Volga to the northern Urals and beyond. They colonized Media, Parthia, Persia, Central Asia, and as far as the Chinese border. Arab writers confirm that in the Arabic language, their name for the Great Wall of China is called the Wall of Al-Magog, because the Great Wall was built to keep out the invading armies from Magog. So clearly this was the former Soviet Union or modern-day Russia. So who then is Gog? Gog is obviously the leader of Magog. He is the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tubal. So Gog will be the leader of this Russian-led military horde. But who are the other members that make up this massive military alliance that will descend upon the tiny nation of Israel? This is what the sovereign Lord says. I am against you, O Gog, chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out with your whole army, your horses, your horsemen fully armed, and a great horde with large and small shields, all of them brandishing their swords. Persia, Cush, and Put will be with them, all with shields and helmets, also Gomer with all its troops, and Beth Togarmah from the far north with all its troops, the many nations with you. This invasion by Magog includes a number of allies listed by their ancient tribal names. Meshach was the sixth son of Japheth, the son of Noah. He is identified with the ancient Mushkai of the Assyrians and the Mushjoi of the classical Greek writers. Assyrian inscriptions describe them as inhabiting Phrygia in the northern Anatolia, modern Turkey. Herodotus identifies the Mushki with the mountains southeast of the Black Sea, the northeast part of modern Turkey. Josephus also identifies the descendants of Meshach as dwelling in eastern Turkey. Some also link the Muskoi with the Muscovy, the name for ancient Russia. Tubal was the fifth son of Japheth and a brother of Meshach. 9th century BC Assyrian inscriptions refer to Tubal as being just west of Meshach in eastern Anatolia. Herodotus also places them both along the southeastern shores of the Black Sea. Some associate Tubal with the name of Tobolsk of Russia. So we have Russia and most of the countries that made up the old Soviet Union. Persia includes the descendants of Elam, the first son of Shem, and is now modern Iran. Iran was known as Persia until it changed its name in 1935. Iran is the leading ally in the Ezekiel list and the present major exporter of Islamic fundamentalism, so Persia covers present-day Iran and Iraq. Cush refers to the land lying to the south of Egypt, usually translated in English Bibles as Ethiopia. Originally, Cush referred to a piece of territory lying between the second and third cataracts of the Nile. It is presently viewed as the area referred to as Black Africa. Put was the third son of Ham, the son of Noah. Put encompassed the area from present-day Libya to Mauritania and the Maghreb, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. So we have Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. Gomer is also associated with the Sumerians, who originally established themselves in the Rhine and the Danube valleys, but were eventually forced out of that area and into the area of Cappadocia, which today is in central and north-central Turkey. Togarmah is one of the sons of Gomer. The Armenians still refer to themselves as the House of Togarmah, even to this day. So Togarmah is the present-day area that covers Turkey and Turkestan. All of the allies of Magog, Russia, are very well defined, and one thing they all have in common is that they are Muslim. The intense hatred of Muslims towards Israel will unite them in a common cause to completely annihilate Israel off the face of the earth. The breakup of the Soviet Union released the Central Asian republics, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan, to join their Islamic brothers in the Magog invasion. These 5 independent republics are Islamic, have nuclear weapons, and may be the hooks in the jaw that draw Magog into battle. It is not the size of Israel that is the problem with Islam. It is the existence of Israel that is the problem. All of Islam is irrevocably committed to the total destruction of Israel. So it does not matter how much land Israel gives up or how many concessions they make. As long as Israel is still in existence, there will always be a thorn in the side of Islam. Could the battle of Ezekiel 38 be the Islamic attempt to remove this thorn from their side once and for all? Russia has aligned themselves with most of the nations listed in Ezekiel 38, being their provider of weapons, and even going as far as signing treaties with these nations to protect them in case of war. So the hook in the jaw has been set. I believe God is already tugging on the line. Get ready, be prepared, you and all the hordes gathered about you, and take command of them. Magog, Russia, is to be both the leader and provider. It is no coincidence that Russia is presently the major provider of weapons and technology to the very allies listed.
He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon.
After many days you will be called to arms. In the future years you will invade a land that has recovered from war, whose people were gathered from many nations to the mountains of Israel, which had long been desolate. They had been brought out from the nations, and now all of them live in safety. Magog, Russia, will lead the invasion against Israel. After being dispersed for almost 2,000 years, God miraculously regathered the people back to their promised land, just as the Bible predicted. You and all your troops and the many nations with you will go up, advancing like a storm. You will be like a cloud covering the land. All the allies of Magog are Islamic and are united in their hatred of Israel. They will be united by their common denial of Israel to exist as a nation and the commitment to their complete annihilation.
But when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its desolation is near. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And they will fall by the edge of the sword, and be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem will be trampled by Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled.